Hey, Dad.
And now we're home. We had to walk all the way. Angry furnace.
Who makes the mummy? May's thought process of drawing all this shit is weirdly weird.
I wonder if the right pages are blank because they would be for Greg.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, we're skipping pages. It's probably B on the left, Greg on the right.
Better than a glass factory.
Is it?
Is glass made in a factory?
Yeah. And hot salamis.
I guess that's a dumb question.
Where do you think you'd make it?
I don't know.
Do you like it? I like having a paycheck. That's a very sad sentence. I mean, it's a good point. Like we always do work that we don't like to do to get paid. But it's like there's so much American identity, and I'd say Western identity is tied onto our career, and our identity is based on the work we do. And I really feel like it should be backwards. It should be like work should enhance our life, not we shouldn't live our life to work. We should work. We shouldn't have to work to live to work. We should work to live, but not make it so that we feel that it's part of our identity, you know? I wonder if Dad's trying to subtly hint to May, hey May, go get a job.
Well, your idea that we should not make our work a part of our identity.
Move the boxes! Anyway, you're saying?
Wouldn't that just change nothing? Like, say I work at a cashier at a bookstore or something, and that's my career. That's what my identity is. If we take away that social stigma...
But I'm stopping you right there because you're saying that's my identity. It shouldn't be your identity. It should be just your job.
Yeah, I know. But if I take away that part, if we take away that social stigma of that being my identity, what does that change?
Well, it changes the fact that you don't have to feel like, I have to stick around here. I could go do some other job. And or universal basic income or some shit. I don't know.
I used to work at a call center, and I didn't think that was my identity. I left because the work sucked. If work sucks, but it's not a part of your identity, regardless, then what does it change?
I think it comes down to the fact that it's like not talking about you specifically. I'm talking about the idea that people who work and then they feel like, oh, I'm always gonna be a miner. I'm always gonna be a teacher. I'm always gonna be a lawyer. And it's like you shouldn't. You don't say I am this. You just say I do this. Because if you start internalizing the language to say this is who I am, it takes away your personality. It takes away everything else that you love in your life. It just says you're defining yourself by your job. And that's just, I guess, it's a philosophical way to think about it. But even so, that's just what I think.
All right, so this was some kind of pun about movie piracy. I wonder if this line would change if the game was pirated, if there was like an anti-piracy thing in Nights in the Woods.
It's very possible. I mean, games have done that before, right?
Yeah. There's a game called Freedom Planet. It's like whatever. It's another furry game.
It's a Sonic game, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Well, it's like it's inspired by Sonic, using Sonic-like characters. That's why I called it a furry game. Mm-hmm. There was a hidden line in there where if you pirated it and the game realized that, then the game would say, we know the game's been pirated, but we don't really care. We just hope you enjoy it.
I figured they would have done something like Earthbound or something where they just start shutting the game down and throwing hard enemies at you and be like, this is what you get.
That wasn't the worst part about Earthbound. Earthbound, at the very end, before the final boss's final form, the game would freeze, forcing you to reset, and when you reset, all your save files would be deleted.
Exactly. I'm just saying, you just wasted your life because of this.
I wonder if Mother 3 has a hard mode like that. I don't think. My Let's Play of it was a long time ago. I would probably know back then.
Sup, B? Sup, Greg?
That was fun.
Let's chat.
What, beat up furnaces?
Yeah, clearly.
See, it's like yin and yang, or the Odd Couple, where one of them breaks shit and the other one fixes it.
Ideally, not in that order.
Well, you want it to fix first and then break?
Well, that's what happened.
I suppose that's true.
So
There you go.
even though B does mention demolition, I actually I thought about that before B said that. I thought May really should channel that stuff into breaking stuff, you know? Make art out of it. Take like some corporate shit and just be like, this is art, and just smash it.
Alright, so the fireflies were attracted to her heat and to her smell.
May's a cat.
Something to do with her fur, I told you.
Hey punk, what'd you do tonight?
Broke shit.
Got trapped in a basement. Beat up a furnace. So yeah, you're close. Right on, man.
Night night.
Yeah, he was bored, he did nothing. Sorry, Greg.
That was kind of a depressing conversation.
Ah, come on. You know, the choices have made. We can't. This game is not a happy one, okay?
I suppose it's not, no.
This game has moments of levity, but otherwise it's just like, oh my god, a severed arm, people defacing shit.
Yeah, I want to know more about that.
I believe we'll get there. You know, this game has a very slow burn going on. By the way, you ready for dreams?
They're pretty wild. Alright, so.
Dreams. Let's go. Welcome to the dream. Lots of broken shit everywhere.
That looks like a galaxy in the right corner.
Well, this all the background. By the way, I jumped super high. The gravity in this dream is super low. May can leap a tall building with a single bound. And you mentioned the galaxy. That's because all the dreams seem to take place with some sort of like galaxy background, star background. So the more constellations we find, the more they affect the background.
It's Tuba Man.
So I guess the objective here is find all 4 players again. Thankfully, the game actually hints at where they are with the flashes of light on the corner of the screen. This is a big map.
These dream sequences are really trippy. It seems like I don't want to say weird or interesting, mostly because I've said the word interesting too many times, but it's just it's a weird direction to take the game with the dream sequence.
Well, I mean, I'm already kind of spoiling it slightly just by saying that in the next couple of episodes, May's gonna hint that to other people that she's been having weird dreams. So, not that she's gonna talk about him, of course, because she's not gonna reveal that much right away.
Yeah, she's not gonna dream that she destroyed the town with a baseball bat.
I'm sorry, that was a statue with a baseball bat, and she was...
No, she broke everything. She broke the lamppost, she broke the cars.
She broke some street lights.
Alright.
Speaking of Banjo-Kazooie earlier on, this gave me a very Banjo-Kazooie vibe with the sound here.
Yeah, it does feel that way, yeah, the tuba especially.
I like the fact that these lamps exist, less to guide the way and more to tell the player you've been here before.
That's a good way of thinking of that. Are you gonna get ukulele when it comes out?
I actually didn't even remember there was still a thing. Like I'm pretty sure I will get it sometime later because I love Banjo-Kazooie. I never played it all the way through Banjo-Tooie though.
Banjo-Tooie is a bit more of a slog, I found.
A bit like DK64? Lot of collectathon?
Not quite that bad. Nothing is ever as bad as DK64.
What about Banjo-Tooie made it such a slog?
Mostly the fact that in order to get 100% completion on everything, there was a lot of backtracking. Like, in order to, just for one example, in order to get one of the jiggies in, like, Gruntilda's theme park or something, you had to go to an opposite level, and you had to find a spaceship trapped in a box, and then you had to lead it through the mine, and then the mine just happened to connect to Grunty's Wonder World or whatever it's called.
I see.
So, yeah, it was just a whole lot of that.
So we're walking on water. I paused for a second because it's like, oh, May's Jesus. I jokingly called her the Antichrist last episode. And it's like, whoa, she's doing all the Jesus stuff. Even in her dreams, though.
Well, she's at that age where she thinks she's invincible. The world revolves around her.
I wouldn't say. I mean, I think in your 20s, maybe. I guess you're right. In your early 20s, and she's 20 specifically. You're still in that mental age, but May seems to act much younger than she is. It's like college didn't teach her anything. Then again, I guess that's the point.
If you think college isn't teaching you anything, I guess that's a responsible reason to leave.
Especially if it's costing a lot of money, yeah. But it's another story to just be like, it's not teaching me anything, I'm going to come back and do nothing. Just roam.
Yeah, I'm not gonna learn from my experience.
So now we've got all 4 players. It's time to head back to start, because I noticed at the start there were 4 lamps, like in the second dream. Plus the red lights are guiding me back.
Dun dun dun. There's a big ass squirrel. Alright, now what, May? Where's your baseball bat now, May?
Who needs it when you get killed and dragged into it?
Okay. So, we've found a statue of, what, a penguin, I think? A bear and a squirrel.
I have no idea what they represent, to be honest.
Nope.
I'm thinking these dreams are related to her mental state. And, of course, to her decision to come back home.
I wonder what dreaming about squirrels represents.
Well, I said last time that I thought that the last dream was related to belonging and alienation because the bear had power lines on its back and it was about, like, claiming the city. I figured that the squirrel may mean something about that same sensation of, like, saying the wreckage in the ravine, like, your life is broken. And you're coming here, you're staying in it, you know? Let's check the internet. Go to dreams.com and say, what does a squirrel mean?
Rent out your bathroom as a public toilet.
All of these little turnip things are so fucking sad. They're all news about shitty economic things. Got a call from Mrs. Miranda. She was upset that we messed up her basement. Sorry.
Whatever, she didn't pay us to clean it up.
Well, now B is becoming more like May.
She also didn't pay you to mess it up. If you want to say hello. B's reaching out to us. That's cute.
Hey, boyo. At work all day. Very bored. Hint, hint.
Work sucks. Been there.
Crap fucking more like it. We're gonna go ahead and hang out in town, but before we do that, we gotta go see what Mom's been up to. I wonder what book she's reading today.
I wonder how difficult it is doing Mom's job.
As a church administrator?
Yeah, just like a... I don't know. Well, I guess church administrator is the best word for it, but I was going to use the word clerk.
The boxes. Boxes!
I wonder if they'll ever be moved.
Eventually. Come on, the dad's been saying, I've been thinking about moving the boxes.
Well, birds can learn to talk to you.
Oh, specific birds, yes. Not every bird. Not every bird can learn the word.
There was some old story about a girl catching a crow trying to teach it to talk. And she eventually tamed the crow. She got a good pet out of it. And crows are apparently really good pets. But she didn't succeed in getting it to talk because it's a crow.
Yeah. Mom does not look very pleased.
Nah, she looks not happy. Maybe she's just tired.
It's possible. I thought for a second she's like, is she mad at us or something? That she's just kind of glowering? Being useful.
Yeah, that's part of being an adult. You gotta do the boring stuff. I'm adult stuff.
The mom's like,
I think May has been applying the word adult to a number rather than an idea, and I think being an adult is an idea.
It's what you are mentally rather than age?
Yeah, like the government says you're officially an adult when you can drink, and that's like age 21, at least in America. But if you're 21 and you're acting like May, then you're not really an adult.
Mentally, you're still a child, I guess, or at least a teen. I think that
that's my whole point.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with this game, though. The idea that this game is talking about what is adulthood, and you brought that up earlier. It's like some people define this game, or not this game. I'm sorry. Some people in this game define adulthood as having a job, and of course, you were saying that sounds like a very wrong way to put it, and I agree with you there. It's a mindset. But we're nearing the end of the episode here that we're recorded. You looking forward to the next day?
Sure.
Sweet. We'll catch you guys next time for it then.